Honorable Chief Minister of Haryana, श्री मनोहर लाल खट्टर जी, केंद्र सरकार में मेरा वरिष्ठ साथी, आज का इस कार्यक्रम का मुख्य अतिथि श्री अरुण जेटली जी, श्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी, मिनिस्टर्स ऑफ हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट, other elected representatives, captains of Indian industry, who have all come here to express their solidarity with the state of Haryana. I have also come to express my solidarity with the state of Haryana. Solidarity not the JNU type, but for the development of the state. The Prime Minister is very keen. You have seen this Niti Ayog, NITI, National Institute Transformation of India. He wants to transform India. He wants to develop India. And he wants to tap the potentiality of Indian people. If India has to be developed, then Haryana, all states has to be developed. That's the key. So keeping that in mind, the Prime Minister has given a call for cooperative federalism and Team India concept. We are all here on behalf of the Government of India to extend support to the state governments for the initiatives that is taking up through our departments and also through other means. We can assure you, whatever the Haryana government proposes, to the extent possible, Government of India, particularly from urban development side, will extend all the support to the state of Haryana. I came here only to give that much assurance to you. The world is looking towards India. The entire world, because of the economic situation, I need not explain in detail, Finance Ministry is there, world is looking towards India. And in India, you have a leader who has the character, caliber, capacity and conduct, discipline, dynamism, dedication and devotion all in one, Modi. That is because Modi means he is the maker of developed India. That is the thinking, that is the aspiration of the youngsters of the India. That's why he is working in that direction. तो पहले दिन जब उनको नेता के रूप में हमने चयन किया, उसी समय उन्होंने कहा, गांव, गरीब, मजदूर, किसान, महिला, ये मेरा प्राथमिकता है. If you want to serve all these sectors, you also need industry. You need investment. Agriculture and industry are like the two eyes of a human being. Agriculture, Haryana is agriculturally forward-looking state, fertile land, and fortunately you have fertile brains also. Fertile land and fertile brains together, if you put them together, the state can prosper very well and you can live up to the expectation of the Prime Minister's vision. He has a vision, that is transform nation. Transform nation, that is his mission. So if you want to transform the nation, you have to transform the states also. In the recent past, Arunji and myself have been to Andhra Pradesh Investors Conference, then Karnataka Investors Conference, Maharashtra Investors Conference, now here also Investors Conference. We don't discriminate between BJP ruled states or this party or that party, because all of us has to work together for the advancement of the country. That is the mandate given to us and that is the principle on which we are working. Unfortunately, Haryana has another advantage, is next to the national capital. Being next to the national capital, you have all the added advantage. So I appeal to all the investors, whoever has come here, the big icons of the Indian industry are here and also the foreign delegates and all. You have all facilities. Haryana is within reach from the national capital. And the state government under the leadership of Sri Manohar Lal Khattar ji is working hard to take the state forward. The second point I want to tell is, in the new urban sector, the Prime Minister has brought a lot of new schemes. The Smart City program. The smart cities in Haryana, 2 cities are selected, Faridabad and Karnal. And then Chief Minister is telling me that why don't you add Gurgaon also? And he also made me an offer, make smart city without money. He said, we will take care of the money. I will consider that proposal. If such proposals come from others also, I am willing to consider, because money is going to be invested. I have to give them the needed support and hand-holding. I will definitely consider it. It's already is under consideration for my department also. The second is 18 cities of Haryana. They are selected under Amrut, Atal Mission for Regeneration and Urban Transformation. Lot of funding is going to come to the cities from the center, and there is a scope for PPP model, public-private partnership. So people who are interested, they can join this smart city project and also Amrut projects in a big way. The third one I have is the housing for all. I am very happy that the finance minister in the recent budget has given all the concessions, all the incentives for the housing sector. I am confident the Prime Minister's vision of housing for all by 2022 will become a reality, because this sort of concessions were never given, all incentives were given. Not only in the budget also, tax concessions also are announced. And if the states also join together, as states like Haryana, you have to go vertical. And if you really provide what Abhimanyu was saying about ease of approvals, that will really, big companies also here. So naturally that can be taken care about the housing for all. Then we have the programs, the real estate bill. I want to share with this happy news with all of you. The real estate bill is going to be a reality in this budget session itself. I have been holding discussions with the private sector. We have addressed their concerns also. The real estate is not it is only a regulation, not a strangulation. Nobody need to worry except the fly-by-night operators. Others can feel comfortable because there won't be any harassment. And we are also working on ease of giving approvals. One need not go to civil aviation to Delhi. One need not go to Consumer Affairs Minister. One need not go to Environment Minister. One need not go to Defense Minister and all. We sat together, 6 of us, and we have worked out, and now there will be ease of approvals. One need not go. You can file an affidavit by yourself, and then the permission will be given automatically. We are also impressing the states to see that the urban local bodies are mandated to clear the permissions within 60 days of application. Either you clear it or deemed to be cleared. That is the approach which we are taking up now. The real estate bill, which is listed for this session, I got positive signals after a long gap, of course, from my opposition friends also. We'll be working together, and I'll see to it that this becomes a reality in this budget session itself. Friends, as I was telling you about the potentiality of Indian people, it's unparalleled. And the potentiality of Haryana people also. They are very intelligent, they are very hard-working. And then added to this, the support from the Government of India and also the involvement of the private sector will make things more easy and take the state forward. Friends, the idea of the public-private partnership is catching up in the country. Urban cities are also been told to become credit-worthy, to reform and perform. Then only you will be able to survive. Simply by giving a tag or a certificate, you cannot become a smart city. Smart city requires smart reader. Not reader in not height, weight, coat, boot, suit and hat, but reader in vision and reader in implementation, and you need smart people also. If you want to Gurgaon city to become smart, you must stop encroaching. You must stop going for unauthorized construction. You must help with the civic authorities to have a proper growth of the city. And you must also pay taxes. You must be ready to pay a little extra tax also, because you will get extra facilities. If you want to become a smart city, one has to first of all change their mindset. Earlier the thinking was, sab kaam sarkar karega, hum bekar baithe to chalega. That will not. Now people also has to get involved. They should also get participated. And the people also are now showing interest. Thanks to the MyGom, this platform of the Prime Minister, I have seen in the recent days in Indore, 26.5 lakh population, 6 lakh people have participated by giving their suggestions and involved in preparing a smart city plan for that city. That should be the model. And all of us here in the country, we have already lost so much time, precious time. Now fortunately we have a leader who has a vision. As I told you, who has a commitment. He is working hard day and night. 24 घंटा भी काम करते रहते हो. कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं, शिकायत भी कर रहे हैं, अरे भाई वो सोते नहीं और किसी को सोने देते नहीं. न काम करने के लिए, और खाते नहीं, किसी को खाने देते नहीं. खाते माने वो नहीं, मैगी नहीं, बैगी. वो खाते नहीं है. इससे भी कुछ लोगों को शिकायत है. There is a complaint for some people about that also. But here is a leader who really want to transform India, who really want to modify, and then maker of a developed India. That is the commitment he has. So keeping that in mind, the states should also work in close unison with the Government of India, take advantage of various schemes, and then try to take the state forward. Focus should be only on 2 things. What happened in the recent past in Haryana should never be allowed to be repeated. We should draw lessons from that. And there has to be repentance on that also. Because you cannot have such things here. You cannot have such things. There is nothing wrong in making a demand, asking for anything. But there is a democratic method. And everybody has to follow rule. Otherwise, the name will be spoiled. And people will be hesitating. And unfortunately in our country, there is also a tendency in some of the sections of the media to blow things out of proportion and make things as if happening, everything is going wrong and all. This is also another problem we are facing. But at the same time, the entire country, I can tell you about some of people are discussing about some universities. There are 740 universities in the country. 740. 737 university students are focusing their attention on study, academic excellence only, nothing else. Everything is peaceful. But because of happenings in 2-3 places, the image is gone. So we should not allow such things to happen in future. Everyone has to learn a lesson. And a state where the Indian army, 10% of the army is coming from the state. Such things should never be allowed to tar the image of such a hard-working and patriotic nation who have, now you also have an auto hub. You have an IT hub. Auto, IT. IT makes your duty, then it will make you also mighty, and then you also get the beauty. Keeping that in mind, this Gurgaon, that attraction of the Gurgaon, and the name because of Fauzis, and the name because of Kisans, all these things combined together, Haryana is an icon by itself. So let us try to work hard to keep it up and see to it that we move forward and take the state of Haryana into one of the most developed states within the country. Sri Manohar Lalji is a dedicated person. He has nothing else. He has no personal this thing except advancement of the people of the state of Haryana. So this combination of Modi and then Manohar Lal, dono ka jodi, this combination should work, and with the support of the people, it can do wonders. I am here to extend support from Urban Development Ministry, Housing Ministry, Poverty Alleviation Ministry, also to extend whatever support is required for the state of Haryana. We are there to extend support to you. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. And now I'd like to
Honorable Finance Minister, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, Minister for Urban Development, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, Minister of State for Petroleum, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, Excellencies, Ambassadors, High Commissioners, Captains of Industry, my colleagues in Government of Haryana, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar, Suprabhatam, very good morning to all of you. One pearl of ancient Indian wisdom is to understand the complete meaning of any human action. We must account for its place, time, and context. Therefore, please allow me to say something about these three factors with regard to your gracious and kind act of participation in this summit here today. First, the place, that is Gurgaon. No doubt, this city is well recognized across the globe, but not many in the world, India, Haryana, and even in Gurgaon, know that the word Gurgaon is a combination of two words, Guru and Gaon. The latter means a village. So, Gurgaon really means Guru's village or the village of Guru. Indeed, many residents of Gurgaon, both Indians and foreigners, are gurus in some or the other walk of life. But over 5,000 years ago, this village took its name from Guru Dronacharya, the great master of archery. He was the revered teacher of both Pandavas and Kauravas, who fought in the famous battle of Mahabharata, in which the latter's army, led by Guru Dronacharya, was defeated by his own best disciple Arjuna. It therefore never surprises me when Gurgaon-based startups beat big international companies even. So, the second factor is time, that is today. Friends, it is a national holiday today. Many complain that we have too many holidays in India, but actually, and unlike today, only a few of our holidays are holy days as well. We are celebrating Mahashivratri today in every nook and corner of India, and thanks to our rich diaspora all over the world. This sacred day commemorates the marriage of God Shiva and goddess Parvati. Figuratively, it is the celebration of the auspicious one with Shakti, that is, the power. It is believed that the power of mantras recited on this day multiplies 1,000,000 times because of the sacred convergence of the power and the ethics. I am therefore delighted to witness today's synergy between the best of the corporate and the governmental domains. This, my friends, has tantalizing prospects for the lives of 25 million people of Haryana. And finally, the third factor, that is context. Well, there are three components of this. First, there is the first ever investor summit. First ever investor summit in Haryana, whether global, national or local. Haryana is the tiny but tenacious state of India with our 49 years of existence. 49 साल हो गए हमको, अभी 50वें साल में चल रहे हैं. It is our 50th year, golden jubilee year on the political map of modern India. Yet, the fact that 12 nations are partners today, 12 nations, they are the partners today, speaks volumes about the wide-ranging international belief in the collective hard work of Haryanvis so far, and the promise that it holds for their people and their companies in the generally gloomy global economic scenario. And why not? With only 1.3% of India's geographical area and only 2% of its population, Haryana contributes 3.51% to India's GDP and 4.2% of its exports. So thank you, China, Czech Republic, Japan, Mauritius, Malawi, New Zealand, Peru, South Korea, Spain, UK, Tunisia, and also the Ontario province of Canada. The second, when we conceived this summit 5 months ago, we had designed it as the first event towards realizing the target of achieving an investment rupees 1 lakh crore only. 1 lakh crore or 16 billion US dollars that we had set for ourselves. When we announced our enterprise promotion policy on 11th August 2015, but now I am told by our Chief Secretary. Our Chief Secretary told me that commitments so far have already exceeded this target by 200%. And again, we hope that by tomorrow, this number will see a still more substantial increase. This reflects a resounding endorsement of our policy commitment and an appreciation of the steps taken by my government to implement these. We have already ended the uncertainty over future enhancements in the cost of industrial plots, launched the EBIS portal, introduced automatic CLUs in 75 blocks, done away with the requirement of CLUs in 31 blocks, and set up a unique 3-tier grievances redressal system for both existing and new entrepreneurs, covering the entire regulatory and governance spectrum. Whatever little remains is in the works and would be yours very soon. And friends, let me now point out the third most important component of the context. That is, just a fortnight ago, as Venkaiah Naidu has mentioned it, just a fortnight ago, some dark clouds began to loom large over this summit. We had just been through 100 difficult hours when 7 of our 21 districts witnessed some unfortunate law and order events. During those hours, I often thought of President Abraham Lincoln handling one of the most consequential periods in American history. That was the history I remember. After this period was over, many people in and outside my government asked me to reconsider holding this summit. They felt that we would not get the response we were hoping for from our investors community. For a while, I wavered. I really wavered. Should I believe these doubting promises? Or should I trust Chairman Suzuki? Chairman Suzuki and Kenji Hiramatsu, the ambassador of Japan to India. I know you must be wondering about the connection. Let me explain. Both these gentlemen had profusely thanked me for never having lost sight of 26 Japanese and a Swedish national who were caught in a turmoil in a Rohtak factory. They were naturally worried till we had safely flown them out in choppers to Delhi in the middle of the curfew. Well, to whoever is human, Arjuna, the great disciple of Guru Dronacharya, who defeated his own Guru Dronacharya, had also wavered in the beginning of the battle of Mahabharata. Thus, it was that Lord Krishna gave the massive Bhagavad Gita which the likes of American writer Henry David Thoreau, the English poet Emerson, the German philosopher Max Muller, and Schopenhauer have profusely praised as the truest guide for all human action in this world. The moment I recalled the shloka from Gita that you all saw in beginning of the film today, my mind was crystal clear. The shloka was Karmano hi api bodhavayam cha vikramana akarmanya cha bodhavayam gahana karmano gati, which means the meaning of action is very hard to understand. कर्म को समझना बहुत मुश्किल है. Therefore, one should know what right action is. क्या ठीक है, क्या गलत है, क्या करणीय है, क्या अकरणीय है. ये सब समझकर ही आगे बढ़ना होगा. I knew that right action was to carry on with this summit since the frills and celebrations. Without sense and celebrations, we decided to hold this summit. And natural calamities and law and order disturbances are risks always in all locations of the world. What really matters is how the government responds. I was confident that we had done the right thing by our people and our investors in the most challenging times in the history of Haryana. Ladies and gentlemen, in this complete context, your presence here in such large number and your active participation in the proceedings overwhelms me with emotion. It is ample proof of your trust and confidence in our ability to walk our talk. I therefore welcome each of you here on behalf of the hard-working people of Haryana, on behalf of my resolute government and on my personal behalf. Haryana is perhaps the only place in the world where a battleground, namely Kurukshetra, is considered sacred. If you choose this ancient land for your future business karma, I promise that you will never find my government hesitating or wanting in going the extra mile to support your venture. Our enterprise promotion policy 2015 is just a beginning. We have planned some major economic policy reforms in the coming days. Tomorrow, we will launch our solar energy policy 2016. Through numerous steps like grant of state of industry, exemption from land ceiling laws, and price preference of 2% for 1 to 2 megawatt producers located in Haryana, this policy aims at installing 4,000 megawatt capacity in 5 years. Then next Monday, we have convened the budget session of our legislature. We intend to pass the Haryana Legislature Promotion Bill 2016. In this session, the draft bill is available in public domain. I request you to expedite your comments and suggestions for its improvement. We will also amend the Factories Act to exempt industrial units using power and employing less than 20 workers, and also units not using power and employing less than 40 workers. We will also amend the Payment of Wages Act to remove the anachronistic condition that wages must be paid in cash for workers drawing salary of up to 18,000 rupees per month. We will inaugurate the 54-kilometer long Manesar-Palwal section of the KMP Expressway during this month only. The Kundli-Manesar section will be made ready in exactly 343 days, as mentioned by Subhash Chandra, that will also come up with still more innovative solutions, to this, and still reduce the cost of locating your businesses in Haryana. Friends, my vision of Haryana is of a futuristic state with smart villages and smart cities and e-governance solutions for all public services. We want our youth to be digital, not only in the way this word is normally understood, but also as G-I-T-A, that is Gita, with D-I-L, Dil. D-I, Gita, L, which means digital. दिल में गीता, हमारे दिल में गीता है, सो हम गीता को अपने दिल में रख करके डिजिटल शब्द का प्रयोग करते हैं. That's why digital India and digital Haryana, we believe in that. Under the dynamic leadership of our beloved Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, we always remain assured of full political and financial support of all the ministers of Government of India in all our endeavors. Therefore, we need not worry about resources at our command to provide the requisite world-class infrastructure and skilling facilities for realizing this vision of Haryana. But this requires your full cooperation as well. I therefore request you to participate in as many of 10 sectoral sessions as you like over these 2 days. Let me assure you that I will personally look at each of the suggestions that have been or will be made today and tomorrow. We will do everything to further reduce the cost of doing business and to enhance the ease of doing business in Haryana. Please allow us to benefit from your thoughts and rich experience. We welcome your cooperation, collaboration, and investment of your precious time, effort, and capital in this aspirational journey towards realizing our vision. Thank you all from the core of my heart. Very much thank you, and a very special thank you to our chief guest. Very special thank you to our chief guest, Shri Arun Jaitley ji. His skillful steering of the course of the Indian economy in turbulent global conditions is a constant source of information for us in Haryana. My special thanks for Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, who, despite working overtime for realizing Prime Minister Mr. Modi's vision of 100 smart cities in India, has always assured me that Gurgaon will be the smartest of the smart cities. He has assured us today even. And I would like to thank you, Mr. Suresh Prabhuji, as you know, is laying the foundation for a new growth track for Indian Railways for seeking and enabling participation of private sector. I thank you. I thank Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, Minister of State of Petroleum and Natural Gas, for being here and for his guidance and support. Thank you. Thank you all once again. Have a great, fruitful day. Thank you.